What do you think of New York?
New York. What do I think of New York? All I can think of is that I believe in Milkos.
Things got a little weird.
That's New York. I believe in Milkos. No sexy things. That's what I think. That's what I think of New York.
That's what you think in New York. So, what did you think about this show? The boys just started singing last night. Creed, random songs.
Yes.
At the top of our lungs in Uber.
Yes. But I can tie all this back actually. Like I believe in Milkos and what is it? Special Asian man.
Okay.
Right? And I can bring all this back because what we were doing at dinner is we discovered a whole series of songs that people don't know the lyrics to and they sing the wrong ones.
So we'll transition to content in a second, but at one point in the Uber, I look to my right and Scott Barker has officially become Creed.
Oh, yeah.
The lead singer of Creed. I have not seen someone more dead on. And then I look to my left, and Keenan has become the guitar player for Creed. And, like, they were both very good. Very good. That I was like, I am in a Creed session right now.
Yeah.
It was jarring. A little jarring.
But
has nothing to do with the content. But very jarring.
Yeah.
So that's what you think of New York?
Yeah, because that Brad was the best ride.
What about this session?
The session was great. I mean, look, this is where I wanted to go with the transition because I thought it was good. We started talking about all these songs that people mess up. I know, where's it going, right? We started talking about all these songs that people would sing wrong, and yet they thought they were singing them right.
Yeah.
Still, Scott's dad thinks that I believe in miracles is I believe in Milkos,
which is a chocolate bar.
Chocolate in Canada.
And he sang it for years until Scott updated.
Yes, and it never dawned on him. If you listen to the lyrics, it's I believe in Milkos, you sexy thing. Like why he thought chocolate was sexy is.
Wait, what's the middle line though? It's I believe in miracles. Until you came along.
Oh yeah, till you came along.
You sexy
thing. Yeah, like these right. These Milkos
like,
strolled
now
right
I'm
in.
just thinking of this chocolate bar
with legs like the little peanut guys. Like little peanut guys. Right. Yes. Right. So the poor guy literally thought this, and then everybody knows Secret Agent Man. Everybody's around Secret Asian Man.
Yeah,
and so they messed it up. So I think that where I wanted to go with that was perfectly spot on. Is we've talked a lot. Salespeople think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And they're convinced of it. And even if it doesn't even make sense, they're so locked in and so tunnel vision of what they're doing, they don't realize that Milkos are not sexy and didn't come along.
Yeah.
Yes, and they keep doing it over and over and over and grind, like, and almost become more attached to that approach, that lyric, that concept. And I just think that, New York and all our stops are reminiscent of that. Our job is what we're going out there is trying to break people of that and say, hey, it's not Milko and it's not Asian Man.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Asian Man and it's Miracle.
And I think the main tie back for me, and I have a little blip of a story, but is people think that if you are, if you're telling someone that, you're telling that you're mean. Like if you're like, hey, you're not running Discovery appropriately, or you're not asking questions, or you're asking ledge questions, like the what if questions, or you're actually asking
self-diagnosis
questions, right? Of like, that like aren't adding any value. People would think that that's mean, but a antithesis or a counter to that is I was on stage yesterday, and all of a sudden someone from the crowd yelled out, "Your computer's about to die," and it was unplugged somehow. And I just stopped, and I'm like, "This is how sales should be." He just made me aware of a problem that I didn't know I had,
yes.
And the impact of that would have been my entire presentation would have gone down. It would have taken minutes to, get the computer turned back on. The presentation would have been delayed 15 minutes. The whole thing probably would have been scrapped because I would have lost the flow, lost the audience. And so I'm like, to your point, that I felt indebted to that guy. At that point, that I'm like, you helped me by calling that thing out. And so I'm like, whenever Scott had the gumption to tell his dad that it wasn't Milkos, that it was Miracle, he was helping his dad out,
Yeah, and I think the only thing I would add to that in closing is two parts. One, he helped you out. One, he saved you from the impact. But two, you were receptive to the feedback.
Yes.
Right? There were some people who are like, hey, that's Milkos. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Totally.
Right? And they dig in and they're going to argue with you, etc.
Totally.
Now, thank God for lyrics, you can show them.
Totally.
But in the real sales world, it's harder to show them, and so therefore they just grind in and don't accept it. So I think the ability for people to accept learning, accept personal growth, and be open to areas that they could improve and grow that will benefit them is critical.
And I think the way that you do that can be your job is to get them open to want to give you the pieces of the pieces you need to understand the problem. But and I think there's a slight embarrassment in there of like, oh, I've been seeing it wrong all these years, but now Scott's dad is updated.
So you know what, I think we have a topic for another time. Where is the line between my responsibility as a leader, right, to get somebody open to learning and growing, versus where is my responsibility or their responsibility as an individual to be open to the learning? And I think that's an interesting debate, because I think that thing slides all over the place depending on who you talk to. And when you really get to that level, now that drives the concept or discussion of accountability. Who's accountable for someone's growth? Them or you? And if it's both, to what degree? Because it ain't 50-50, not in my world, right? So
we're going to have to shoot an extra episode, because I have a very heated opinion on this.
We'll leave people to be continued.
We'll leave them in suspension. So thanks for tuning into UPAD, the NYC recap.
NYC.
I believe in Milkos.
I believe in
Until
Milkos.
you came along.
You came along. And you Asian man. Secret Asian.
Tune in to episode 3 where we'll recap Chicago.
Peace. We're out.